I hate to break it to you, but those assets you're frantically guarding, they aren't wealth. They're essentially just pending liabilities.
Wait, hold on. Are you insane? We're scraping by just to save every penny for the future. How can savings possibly be a liability?
Because the system they exist in is being liquidated. The topic today isn't about a diplomatic shift, it's about the collapse of the U.S. alliance system, framed as a liquidation phase where the U.S. is now burning its allies for fuel.
Okay, burning its allies for fuel is, that's an incredibly bleak way to put it. I'd argue this isn't a liquidation. It's a chaotic, maybe even brutal renegotiation of terms. But the system itself isn't collapsing.
They paid up. They bought U.S. debt. They provided military dependency. In exchange, the U.S., the rancher, let's say, protected the herd.
Okay, but
the rancher protected them to fatten them up for market, not out of some sense of friendship. Now the rancher is broke.
and it's settlement day.
I have to push back on that rancher and livestock metaphor. It implies the allies were just these passive victims waiting to be eaten. It was a symbiotic relationship, not a predatory one. We provided the forward operating bases, the capital that allowed American power to even exist. You don't just slaughter the herd that maintains your ranch.
You do, if you can no longer afford the maintenance. And that's the point. This is a liquidity crisis. The U.S. balance sheet is completely broken. Friendship, alliances, those were luxuries the U.S. could afford when it was flush. Now they're just sunk costs. Those 100% tariffs we're seeing, that's not a policy. It's a liquidation sale. The U.S. is cashing out decades of goodwill to cover its own debts.
But that logic assumes the U.S. is a bankrupt casino that's closing its doors for good. I'm arguing the casino is still open, it's just under new and maybe very erratic management. You're conflating a temporary political cycle with a permanent systemic collapse. The benevolent, rational America that understands the value of these alliances, it still exists. It's just being overruled right now.
That hope you're clinging to, that is the bug in your thinking. You see this as a glitch. It's the final stage of the disease. Biologists have a term for it. Autophagy, self-eating. When an organism is starving, it starts consuming its own muscle to keep the brain alive. The U.S. has run out of external nutrients to exploit, so it's turning inward. It's cannibalizing its closest allies, its limbs, to keep the core alive.
And that is exactly why your argument fails. It's suicide. Autophagy as a last resort, yes, but it inevitably leads to death. If the U.S. eats its allies' economies, it kills the very markets it needs. It's this terror of ladder pulling. The U.S. demanded we cut ties with China, and now it cuts ties with us. It makes absolutely no sense to destroy the very ecosystem that sustains you.
You're confusing long-term strategy with immediate survival. A starving man doesn't plan for next year's harvest, he hunts for calories today. The tariffs are a pressure pump, designed to physically force capital and manufacturing back onshore. Friendship and ideology were the tip a rich man leaves when he's feeling generous. The money's gone. The free world is too expensive to maintain.
I can't accept this. I want to go back to my peaceful daily life, to affordable goods. I want the good patron America back. This can't be the new reality.
That hope, that's a system error. Discussion over. Isolating the bug.